Today I am making some jjajangmyeon for my son, which is his favorite food. First off, wanted to say you should sharpen your knife. I have noticed that I've never actually hurt myself cutting, even though I have very questionable cutting methods. That's mostly because I always sharpen my knife. I diced up some onions and potatoes and zucchini about the same size, like these little cubes. That's because my son doesn't like vegetables. My husband also doesn't like vegetables, so I'm gonna try to hide it in there. I julienne some carrots, so I'm chopping that up as well, and I have some ground pork ready to go for jjajangmyeon. You can use pork belly, but ground like pork is usually cheaper and it's easier to cook with. And honestly, I didn't want it to be that greasy because no one wants to feel roasted in the middle of the week, right? So you cook up the pork first, as you can see, and then you add some onions first. I usually cook the onions in first because like why I like crunchy onions in my jjajangmyeon. My son and my husband don't approve of that, so I let them dictate how I cook. That's my life now. Add the potatoes in afterwards because they also will not take that long to cook. They're cut up very small. Then after that's been cooking for maybe like 4 or 5 minutes, I'll add the zucchini and the carrots afterwards because then they cook up so quickly you really don't have to think about it very much. Maybe like a minute later, I'll add the entire packet of the jajang sauce that I'd shown you when I was making this. And I think you can pick it up at an Asian market. My sister actually sent them to me from Korea, and it's been very useful. I recommend it more than the jar stuff because the jar stuff I messed up on a couple of times. But this, I feel, is almost like dummy proof for jjajangmyeon. You can't mess up on it for taste. Added boiling water to it because you need to add water to emulsify or combine the powder with the food. Emulsify is probably not the right word, but it's fine. Added boiling water because I don't want to wait for the water to go from cold to hot. So it's always like a tip to turn on your tea kettle before you start cooking. That way you always have hot water for you. I put this all over a bed of udon noodles. While it doesn't usually use udon noodles, they're much easier to find. This was so good, and I made so much.